Welcome to Premier Sports Talk. We are live in the studio, bringing you the sports talk show for the people. Let's dive in.
What's up, everybody? I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk, and I am here to bring you another one. Yes, it's dead season, but pretty soon, I guess in about 3 more weeks, a little less than 3 weeks, all NFL 32 teams will be opening up their training camp. But where all the national news is paying attention is up there in the land. We're in the land up there in Cleveland. And as you know, I do live collaborations with the Reese Will Show out of Cleveland, Ohio. But here, this evening, I'm giving you a premiere drop on a solo special edition occasion. So before I get into this particular episode, I want to give you all the dates that you may not be aware of. Okay? For the Browns, the open practices to the public, they start on July 31st. And before I get into these dates, I need to tell you something, because if you didn't know, you are about to know, because I always try to give you some news that you can use. All right? On July 14th, those who are Brown season ticket holders, they are able to, at 10 o'clock in the morning, go on the Browns website and put in for their free 4 tickets to watch the Browns training camp up there in Berea. I said the word free. Yes, free. Each person, first come, first serve, before the tickets run out. First, on July 14th, starting at 10 a.m. on the Cleveland Browns website, you can go on their website and submit for free 4 tickets. 24 hours later, all those who are not Brown season ticket holders like myself, you can go on the website again at 10 o'clock in the morning, and you can submit for your free, open to the public tickets. So I just wanted to give y'all that, because if you didn't know, I just gave it to you. Now you know. I always try to give you some news you can use. And if you like that, before I even continue with this live episode, do me a favor, hit that like button. But the open practice schedule is right there before our very eyes. It starts July 31st and it goes through August the 12th. Each day has a particular theme. Me being retired military, they even have a military appreciation day up there. When I do my live collaboration with Reese Will coming up here in the near future here, I'll break down what each day is, so everybody, I'll give you an update if you want to go on a particular thing. You know, I would like to make it up there. I am going to apply for the free tickets, and if I can't make it up there to see Shedeur, Sanders, and Watson work out in a live public session, I already told Reese Will I'm going to give him my tickets. But July, all the practices, the gates open up at 12:30, so you'll know, and practices start at 1:30. Again, gates open up at 12:30, practice start at 1:30. That's some other news that you can use. And it even says it in here. Gates open at 12:30, practice opens up at 12:30. So I wanted to give you all that information before I got into this live particular episode. So, like you can see in the thumbnail here, it says MKC, that's for Mary Kay Cabot, and Lima is Anthony Lima, 92.3 The Fan. Mary Kay Cabot is her own award-winning sports journalist, writer. Even though she's been in this game for a long time and she does some nasty work at times, hey, we do got to give credit where credit is due. And it says MKC and Lima, is the Browns' faith shaky? Are they spilling out negative narrative, not only on the QB competition, but against the Browns organization altogether? They just do some nasty work. You know, they always say misery is like company, and yeah, the teams haven't been good in a decade since Bernie Kosar been there. Hey, but if you have a new mindset, a new culture, and a new belief, you can get out of that rut. You can get out of that misery, because doing the same thing, they say the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome. But Shedeur Sanders, he chose to come to the land. He turned down going to the Philadelphia Eagles. He turned down in the draft process going to go back up Lamar Jackson for the Baltimore Ravens. He wanted to play for the Cleveland Browns. And you may think I'm just saying that. He was on Twitch before he even got drafted on there saying that when he plays on his PlayStation game, when he does play on it, the only team he was using was the Cleveland Browns. And his family members backed that up. And then, there's some negative narrative being just started this past week. Is they're talking about Deshaun Watson's arm. Is his arm getting weak? Is he having a problem with his shoulders? Mary Kay broke out one of them stories this past week. It's just crazy. I tell you, I keep saying she do some nasty work. She do some nasty work saying what she witnessed at the end of the optional training camp that, Watson wasn't throwing the ball the way that that as good as he was at the beginning of camp. And she was putting out there when she was getting on her own podcast and when she was getting interviewed on 92.3 The Fan, how she felt like Deshaun Watson needs to get some rest and rest that shoulder so he can try to pace himself to make it through training camp. If there was any truth to that, there's no way he can be QB1. But I'm here to bring the darkness into the light, whether I do a live collaboration with Reese Will or I come solo. On my platform, I typically try to bring the darkness of every situation and bring out the light and the positivity in it. Again, I'm Double P. If you don't know, host of Premier Sports Talk. Again, you can help this get pushed out in the YouTube algorithm. Hit that like button. If you ain't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Drop your comments in. Comments, likes, share with somebody. You can help push it all out. But like I said, I like to bring the darkness and the negativity and bring things to light. And the first thing I want to show you is that when the local media up there in Cleveland tries to push all this negative narrative against not only the Cleveland Browns team and the quarterbacks, is that the Browns organization, their PR team, always puts something out on their website, or they do an interview, on a radio or ESPN to dispute the negative narrative that the Mary Kay Cabotts, that the Anthony Limans, that the Tony Grossi's put out. And last but not least, surely not but not least, Jason Lloyd. Because look at this, y'all. Look at this. This ain't in some random location. Look at this picture. This is a photo shoot inside the facility, the Cleveland Browns facility in Berea. They say a picture says 1,000 words. Just before I came on to drop this live feed, I came across this. Boy, when the Most High want to bring something to light, oh boy, he exposes it. He exposes it. Look at this, y'all. This is a photo shoot inside of the Cleveland Browns facility up there in Berea. They got all their legendary players up on the wall. They got some on one side of the facility, some on the other side. That matter of fact, the picture right behind the person would take the photo, the photographer taking the picture. That's a picture of Jim Brown. So that proves to you where they're at. I ain't just talking bullcrap. I'm bringing you truth. I'm bringing the. So if Shedeur Sanders is not QB1, the picture says 1,000 words. Now, I will say this, though. I got to keep a buck. Deshaun Watson probably will get his opportunity. We'll probably see him during preseason. He may even start a couple of games during the season. But soon as the wheels fall off of that number 4, when they fall off, Cleveland Browns already know Shedeur Sanders, chosen, grown, the soon-to-be franchise quarterback. They know what the future is. They know what the future is. So again, we're going to get into this. I'm going to give y'all a close-up, though. So whenever a lot of y'all might just hear the name of Mary Kay Cabot or might just hear the name of Anthony Limans, it's Mary Kay Cabot, the one and only right here. Like I said, she's an award-winning sports beat reporter. Give kudos what kudos do. But I need y'all to be able to put a face with a name. And this man right here, I'm going to tell you, I got to keep it real. I do not care for this man right here, Anthony Lima. And you know what? I got to blame it on myself. Because see, when I wake up Mondays through Fridays, I'm an early riser anyway, but 8 o'clock, it's just like when people got to have their morning cup of coffee. It's like, I don't want to say it's an addiction, but I'm drawn to 92.3 The Fan up there in Cleveland. Comes on at 6 o'clock in the morning from 6 to 2. That's when Anthony Lima and Ken Carmen's on. I said it's like a morning Joe cup of coffee. What I do before my feet hit the ground, I say my prayers to the Most High and thank Him for the breath of life and ask Him to pass blessings upon those that may need them. And then I turn on the TV, YouTube TV, just to listen to this nonsense. That's how, between 92.3 The Fan, between ESPN Cleveland, between the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show, this is how I stay tuned in and tapped in to the insanity that's going on up there in Cleveland. Up there in Cleveland, y'all. That's how, hey, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to go inside the lines then to get y'all this content. I got to get y'all this content. So where I want to go first? First thing I want to go to is right here. And I told you that Mary Kay Cabot came out with a story. And I don't want, and when she got interviewed, but all what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the still shot here that when she spoke on Deshaun Watson. All right, and it says this is from Mary Kay Cabot. She comes on 92.3 The Fan every Tuesday up there weekly at 8:20. If you ever want to hear what Mary Kay Cabot got to say, go on YouTube 92.3 The Fan Tuesdays at 8:20 a.m. I told you. I'll be in these YouTube streets, these sports streets, getting content, and I got their schedules down packed. I know what I know, and I know how to catch them. So, and whatever negativity they got, I'm typically on Premier Sports Talk, trying to get you some news you can use and expose their negativity. But Mary Kay Cabot, when she was being interviewed by Ken Carmen and Anthony Lima, they asked her a question about Deshaun Watson and how did he look in the Browns optional training camp. She says, I think he needs to get some proper rest over the break. Y'all hear this? She was the main one after 3 days of OTAs. She was the one, I got to bring some receipts. She is the one that said that Deshaun Watson's the leader and they need to give him all the reps right away. They don't need to be playing around sharing the reps with Shedeur Sanders. But here we go now. After the optional training camp's over, she's saying that Deshaun Watson need to be resting his shoulder because it seems like his, the strength of his arm tailed off a little. Maybe he got the slightest bit of fatigue in his surgically repaired shoulder. Messy, messy, messy. I call her Messy Mary Kay Cabot. Y'all see this? This is what she said on Deshaun Watson. It's like they don't want Deshaun to play, and they don't want to see Shedeur to play either. So they damned if they do, and they damned if they don't. But they got to take the medicine because you know what? The last couple years for the Cleveland Browns, they went through more than 2 quarterbacks. Hell, they went through more than 3 quarterbacks in the season. Just last year, they were saying, oh, how Kenny Pickett, my former Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback, they got drafted by the Steelers in the first round, but didn't live up to the hype, and then the Steelers let him go, and he went off the Philadelphia Eagles, and he got a Super Bowl there, Then AB picked him up to come play for the Browns last year, but he pulled his hamstring and got in training camp. He got shipped off to the Raiders, sat on the bench, and then when he did get the opportunity to play because of injuries down there, he played horribly. But they were saying how Kenny Pickett was going to be the franchise quarterback. Then, what happened next? Flacco fever. Andrew Berry shipped off Joe Flacco to an AFC division rivalry, sent him over there to the Cincinnati Bengals. Why did that happen, you may say? Maybe the Most High was opening mountains, paths on a mountain, opening the Red Sea for the one and only Shedeur Sanders. You see, when I opened up, I said chosen because Shedeur Sanders, all that he's been through, he's been prepared for such a time as this to truly be an NFL quarterback. So, but let me keep going. Mary Kay Cabot was saying this messy stuff. She was saying this messy stuff up there, and it's just crazy. But I got a couple of clips of Deshuan. He ain't resting. He knows that he's fighting for his survival to be the NFL quarterback. Not so much this year, but if for next year. His contract's up. This is actually, Deshuan's been hurt. 2 Achilles injuries, fractured shoulder, hasn't been able to play in over 2.5 years. So he's fighting for his survival. People may want to say, what you mean he's fighting for his survival? He got $230 million. He ain't get all that $230 million. Why am I saying why he ain't get all that $230 million? I'm saying it because Uncle Sam always going to tax you, and going to get his. But he has generational wealth. But if he wants to continue to play after this year, I think that's why Jimmy Haslam is allowing Deshaun Watson to have the opportunity to prove to see what he has and put some tape out there to see if any other NFL team may be interested to pick him up on their team next year. So what I need to get into, and I hope these videos ain't drop off here. No, they didn't. So what I'm gonna get into next is I'm going to start sharing some of these clips on Shedeur, on Deshaun Watson, show you this to show that his shoulder ain't fatigued like Mary Kay was saying. I'm going to show it to you. Cleveland Browns. Bam. I hope this is the right one. I got so many clips up here, but we shall see. Yeah, here we go right here. I'm sharing the screen. The first thing I want to get over here. Oh, we are not allowed to play the audio on this for copyright reasons. But I can show you. Now, I want y'all to listen. Or I want to show you Shedeur on this again. Look how fast this man is running, y'all. He has definitely increased his speed. And over there to the left, because of copyright reasons, I can't show the work, him working out, working on his shoulder strength there. As Mary Kay was trying to say, Watson needs to rest his shoulder because it looked like he was getting fatigued. That's not the case. That is just not the case. That's just not the case. And the next thing I want to bring up, I got a call I shouldn't be getting. The next thing I want to show y'all is, I definitely got to show y'all, is that both of these quarterbacks know what's at hand. Deshaun Watson's fighting for his NFL future, and Shedeur Sanders is trying to prove to himself that he is not going to just be a regular NFL quarterback. He is training to be great, y'all. He's training to be great. And wherever he goes, all the clips I've seen, no matter where Shedeur has gone, whether he's been up in Colorado, hiking up in the mountains, down in Las Vegas working out, in Cleveland working out. He was just this past week, had the legendary Tressel, former Ohio State quarterback, now former Ohio State coach and Youngstown College coach, winning all kind of accolades for his record. He was on the field. He took the time to meet Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland to give him some pointers on what he saw and what he can improve on. And Mr. Tressler is now the lieutenant governor of Ohio. I'm going to say it again. Former college coach, very successful, over 100% winning percentage. But we ain't see none of that being spoke of up in Cleveland that the lieutenant colonel, former Ohio State college coach, was working one-on-one giving Shedeur Sanders advice. You didn't see the Jason Lloyds, the Mary Kay Cabots, the Anthony Lyman's talking about how the lieutenant governor, former Ohio State quarterback, was giving Shedeur Sanders some pointers. We just didn't hear that. And it's crazy. We just did not hear that. So I got to go to sharing with you that Shedeur, like I said, no matter where he goes, he's grinding. He is truly, truly grinding, y'all. He's truly grinding. I'm about to share it with y'all.
Dog work everywhere. Everywhere we go. Got to get this in everywhere we go. You understand me? Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't really think y'all understand for real. Yeah, everywhere. Wherever high up, it's 104 degrees out here. Ain't no complaining, ain't no excuses.
Now, I just got to pause it right there, y'all. I just got to report it right there. That's Mr. Book Knight. He's been affiliated with the Sanders family. When Shedeur first got drafted up to the Cleveland Browns, Mr. Knight, I call him. I was calling him Shedeur Sanders' personal bodyguard, but Mr. Knight has his own sports management company. Not only Shedeur Sanders, works with him, but he had another NFL college player just got accepted to the NFL, drafted in the NFL, and Mr. Knight has his own sporting agency. So congratulations up to him. So I was shocked because they just showed Shedeur with former Ohio State coach Mr. Tressler, and now the lieutenant governor, like I said, was Shedeur up there in Ohio. And then now today, this day, July the 10th, on a Friday, he's down there in Las Vegas. And you heard him just say that. And he's showing it. In this little highlighted clip right here where I had to pause, he says, dog work 104 degrees. Now, reason why this is so significant is the first 4 games, whether the organization allows Shedeur Sanders to play against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Jacksonville Jaguars, they already said the temperature is predicted to be over 100 degrees when they play those games. Shedeur takes his training very seriously. He took it to another level. He ain't staying up in Ohio where it's somewhat hot in the 90s. He traveled to Las Vegas to work out in the heat conditions that will be faced in the first 2 games in NFL season for the Browns. This is mind-blowing, y'all. He's not only putting himself in the environment that he's going to be in physically, but he's preparing himself mentally. Now, this is a 2-year NFL quarterback. And Deshaun Watson's going on 10 years. But there's a difference. Like I say, I don't ever put one man down to build up another. And it's proof on whenever I do drop a video, because I've never gone into the clips to show how Deshaun Watson played so horribly. And the proof is there, but there's no need to go there. Because yesterday was yesterday and this is now. Deshaun Watson knows he has to fight to obtain back his QB1 position. And if he gets it, he has to play to such a level that he doesn't get that QB1 taken from him. But I just want to start this again. 104 degrees, y'all. Shedeur's taking this to a whole nother level. And he's proven how bad he wants to represent the land, Cleveland, the Cleveland Browns.
Dog work everywhere. Everywhere we go. Got to get this in everywhere we go. You understand me? Y'all don't understand. Y'all don't really think y'all understand for real. Yeah, everywhere. Wherever high up, it's 104 degrees out here. Ain't no complaining, ain't no excuses. I agree.
Weighted vest, medicine ball. If you didn't know, something I'm about to tell you, last year during training camp, Shedeur messed up his oblique muscles, and he's strengthening those right now by working out with this medicine ball drill, strengthening his rib cage area. It's some serious work, serious work. Drop it down in the comments. Hit this like button if you like this content. I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. Subscribe to the channel if you appreciate what I'm giving to you. 143 in Vegas. Nightlife Productions. Boog Night. The man is taking it serious, y'all. He's taking it serious. He's truly taking it serious. They say seeing is believing. So what are your eyes telling you? Yeah, there's some clips out there of Watson working out with KC, Concepcion, #1 draft pick. They showed those this week. That's all good. Ain't no hate on that. They supposed to all be grinding because they know what's at stake. They got to perfect their craft. And like the thought that's coming into my head, iron sharpens iron, y'all. Iron sharpens iron. I'm here to tell you, iron sharpens iron. What we got? I got two more. I got two more clips, and then I'm gonna let y'all listen to Andrew. It's crazy because Andrew Berry, I ain't gonna go to what Andrew Berry said. There was two significant interviews that he did to speak specifically on Deshaun Watson. But I want to go to Anthony Lima. And how he totally sarcastically are talking about not only Shedeur Sanders, but Deshaun Watson. That's not the one I need. Bear with me, y'all. Bear with me. Here it go. Let's listen to this sarcasticness. And what's just mind-blowing to me, and it shouldn't be mind-blowing to me, because I started my channel last year and following Shedeur from Jackson State down to Mississippi, all the way to Colorado, to the University of Colorado, and now to the Cleveland Browns, is they've been doing this even before Shedeur Sanders got there. They treat all their quarterbacks like this. But it's a shame. It's like, it's a wonder how they just year after year after year, instead of speaking on positivity and speaking life to the team, they dwell on the dark side of things. Let's listen to this.
Social media, our quarterbacks are #grinding. And I love to see it. And it tells me that we could be in for a big year because I'm seeing some workout videos. I saw one where Shedeur Sanders was closing his eyes and throwing passes. I mean, chucking passes, eyes closed. Like, this is stuff I'd never seen before. And he had never seen him either because his eyes were closed. Apparently then Deshaun Watson and Concepcion, and he was just throwing darts. And I know Mary Kay said the shoulder was an issue. I saw no evidence on this one throw that they showed that loops, because when you're on social media, it just loops, just one throw. And you're like, did I see 8 throws? No, it's just one throw. But then I saw Shedeur Sanders, and it was like dinner time, 4th workout of the day. I'm like, 4 workouts? Man, Josh Allen, I don't see any evidence that he even has had 1 workout. And our quarterback has 4. And then is there even more after that? Is there 5 and 6? Like, these guys, they are on the grind. They are on the hustle. And I'm telling you, I just think this is setting up.
Oh, no. I apologize. This is a commercial here, y'all. I apologize.
Todd Monken has clearly planted that seed that you guys gentlemen are in a competition. Get out there, close your eyes, throw some passes, workout, hustle, workout, grind, workout, lunch, workout, dinner, workout.
None of this is real.
Go to the D3 schools, work out some more. Have Jim Tressel
What's the matter
come
with
and
the
hang
D3
out.
school going to work out? It's right down the street.
I saw them both of them
on the same field.
On the same
field. Are they together?
I didn't know they were on the same field.
Now, is it at the same time, or is it your turn and your camera crew, and then we'll reserve later on my turn?
They both meet at the 50. They take 10 paces each way.
Well, why don't they just borrow each other's film crew? Why have two different film crews?
Which one's Aaron Burr?
Just have one film crew.
No, you need your own film crews.
Are the film crews competitive with each other? Are they competing?
Yeah, of course.
Can one quarterback win, but the other quarterback's film crew advances? Like, how does that work?
This is straight up sarcasm.
I feel like we're leaving a lot on the cutting room floor when it comes to the film crew.
I saw Shedeur workout videos. I did not see any Deshaun Watson workout videos. There's a Deshaun Watson workout, which is oddly enough because I was there for a Deshaun workout video being made once, which was wild.
There's also a recent one of him on one knee punching the air several times.
This is recent?
Yeah, Deshaun.
Okay.
I got to pause it right there. The production person said there's a video out of Deshaun Watson's punching air. Earlier in the video, when that showed where Shedeur Sanders was running down on his property his father's property down in Texas, and it shows us how much faster that he got. I was trying to show the other video of Deshaun Watson working on one knee, working on his shoulder. But because of the music that was playing, I didn't want to get any copyright violations. When Watson was doing the overhand pulley exercise, he did not have no weight on the pulley. I had to bring that out to somebody else. I said, look at this video. He's pulling the pulley, but there's no weight on the pulley. So this is what they're discussing right here. I'm not being negative towards Deshaun. I'm just bringing out what you may not have caught to light. But the bottom line is he's preparing his shoulder and trying to get stronger because he knows he's in for a dogfight in training camp.
Visualizing?
I don't think I'm really critical
Eyes were open.
any of those workouts. Like I see LeBron on that bouncy ball doing the thing, and I'm like, that's got to be very difficult, and anybody ripping him for it's got to be silly. So I'm not going to. And by the way, I know what I look like, so I'm not going to rip out workout videos. So
yeah, and that's another thing that's pretty ironic. So not only have we seen Deshaun Watson working out, doing his workouts, getting ready for training camp, we've seen Shedeur Sanders and his workouts getting ready for training camp. And while the world is waiting to see where LeBron James is going to play for next in his last 1 or 2 years, LeBron James was on top of this huge ball and had the weights was over. They could somewhere between 30 and 50-pound dumbbells, keeping his balance and putting it over his shoulders, working out, just looking like Tarzan. And then you see all these other, which prompted all the other videos, people's trying to do the same thing, falling off the ball. So I just, I find it pretty humorous. If you haven't seen, it's all over social media.
This is a totally fake thing. None of this is real.
What do you mean it's fake?
It's not fake. The workouts are really going on, but the whole argument over it is fake because one, this is not a competition that's played out in the public. This is not a campaign. It's not a campaign. Nobody's voting for this.
Wait a second. Yeah, there is. Todd Monken is voting for this.
That's not a vote. That's a dictatorship. That's not how it works. You're basically comparing him to Putin then.
And remember,
you can have your votes all you want, but you know who's going to win.
I still haven't seen Deshaun Watson. I haven't seen him present a gift yet to Todd Monken the way Shedeur did.
I told you this guy's
sarcastic. Would want that. It would probably mix it up even more.
He's always poking the bear, whether you're a supporter or Shedeur.
It's not a public vote. If it were a public vote, Shedeur Sanders would win in a landslide. He would have 80% of the vote. That's
true. That's something true. I've done 2 different community posts on my channel. I asked in my community post, and if you don't believe me, you can go to my community post on Premier Sports Talk at Prentice Premier. Like I said, if you ain't subscribing, I try to give you some news you can use and share with other people. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell, subscribe, check out my community post, because when y'all put your vote in and y'all react and put comments every Sunday, I do a Premier Speaks every Sunday afternoon. I go into the community post, I share your thoughts. I even give y'all a special shout out for taking the time to respond to what I post in the community post. But where was I at on this? Oh yeah, I did 2 polls, and I did one poll about 3 weeks ago, and I did another poll just last week just to see where it's at. The first poll, I said, who do you trust more to be the Cleveland Browns quarterback week 1 for QB1? It was 90% Shedeur Sanders, 10% Deshaun Watson. Now, 3 weeks later, the poll, Deshaun Watson has elevated in his poll. It's like running for a state seat somewhere. His percentages has gone up to 24%. People feel confident in Deshaun Watson being QB1 to Shedeur 76%. But the thing is, what is this Browns organization going to do? Because all those, the majority of us, I believe, has come because we're supporting Shedeur Sanders. But the faithful always say to the Cleveland Browns, Browns be Browning. Not the people, they're diehard Brownings fans. Much respect to them, but the Browns organization. So let's continue to listen to this for a little bit longer.
Because you would have 20% that might go to Deshaun Watson, except 10% don't like either of them, so they would just abstain. So that doesn't matter. So he would have 80% of the vote. Would you say if you had to pick between the two, like again, there's some Browns fans, they don't like either of them. They tell us every day, fine. But if you had to pick between the two, 9 out of 10 Browns fans, I think, would pick Shedeur Sanders over Deshaun Watson.
I think so.
Okay. So it would be the greatest.
So I just wanted to pause it there. I don't want to go more into them poking every one of the Deshaun Watson supporters or Shedeur supporters, because even Tony Lama, even though as sarcastic as he is, when he was asked the question directly, if he had to pick between the two, I have heard him say, not only right here, but I heard him say that he would rather see Shedeur Sanders get out on the field before Deshaun Watson. But like I said, the Browns been through several quarterbacks the last couple of years. So if we see Watson get trotted out there first, we can't get too upset, because eventually, like we saw last year, the Red Sea is going to get parted, and we're all going to get our wish to see Shedeur Sanders play. But we just heard I just revealed the receipts on Mary Kay Cabot talking about putting that negative story out there, how Deshaun Watson's arm looked fatigued towards the end of the optional training camp. And I showed you that little highlight clip. She did that on 92.3 The Fan and came out outwardly and said that, but I only posted her quote. And then we got the video of them today on July the 10th in the morning on 92.3 The Fan, them speaking on not only Shedeur Sanders' work ethic, but Deshaun Watson's work ethic. And instead of speaking negatively about it, they ain't got to praise them, but they ought to give them their props for both of them working hard to the best of their ability to be the best that they can be to represent the Cleveland Browns organization and the fans in the city. It's just crazy, 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 the nonsense that goes on up there. But then we want to hear, I'm going to close this video out with what the GM Andrew Berry was saying when the season ended last year, and now what he's saying now about Shedeur Sanders now. One of them that was then, this is now type things. I'm about to share it with y'all. That's the wrong one. I want to play this one first. This is the first one where Andrew Berry is talking about the end of the season on Deshaun Watson. on Shedeur Sanders.
I know you mentioned Shedeur up on the side, on the podium rather. What would you like to see his offseason look like, and what have you seen these last 7 weeks building towards 2026?
I'd like it to see him continue to make progress. He got valuable reps this year, starting 7 games. I think he's got to continue to make progress with his pocket management, his situational awareness, things like that. But you'd like to see him take a major step forward going into week 1.
During the game, I know you mentioned.
So that was Andrew Berry at the end of the season when they was interviewing all the coaches and the GM and Haslam, but we heard Andrew Berry speak on what he would like to see going forward. But then this is just recently where 92.3 The Fan again, and we see Mr. Anthony Lima, they was asking questions again about Shedeur Sanders, and listen to how Andrew Berry, we heard what he just said, but now how he sees Shedeur Sanders. So I had to share that with y'all. I had to share that with you. What was said before and what was just recently said. Again, I'm Double P, host of Premier Sports Talk. And I always try to expose any negative slander, that's getting put out here in these YouTube and social media streets and breathe things to light and show the positive side of it. I'm not here to tear anybody down. Because I like to find the light that's in the darkness. Because he that holds on, hold out, and holds out, the word tells us that he that sees the race to the end shall win. So that's what I'm asking from you. I got over 4,100 subscribers, and I want to go to the next level and keep rising to the top and keep rising to the top and be that big time, real time sports content creator. So the way you can help me is, and I'm not saying this just for spit out hot air. The more you all hit that like button, it pushes it out into the YouTube algorithm. The more you drop the comments, it pushes it out into the YouTube algorithm. And what I always forget to say is, there's this new thing they started in YouTube. You get, and it doesn't cost a thing. There's a hype button when you're watching the video. You're allowed to hype 3 videos a week. And if you hit the hype button, it'll push you out into the YouTube algorithm. All that's free. A like, a comment, a hype. It doesn't cost you a thing. But I've officially become a YouTube partner. And like I said, I'm trying to get in where I can fit in with these large sports content creators. So now with being a YouTube partner, I can get those super chats. I can get those gifts. Hey, if you want to bless me, bless me. I truly appreciate it, because there's some content platforms I want to get, but it costs dinero. Hey, but it is what it is. You bless me, and like you always hear, and it's not just a cliche, when we bless someone without expecting anything in return, God blesses us back double-fold. But again, thank you for tapping in with me. I appreciate you, and I can't wait to see you on the next live collaboration, because we got a surprise for y'all. Me and Reese Will, the Reese Will Sports Talk up in Ohio. I'm down here in the ATL. We got a surprise for y'all. And y'all going to see us on October 1st live in Cleveland. Yes, me, Double P, down in the ATL. We'll be at the Thursday night Pittsburgh Steelers game on national TV. Alongside me will be Reese Will, and we are in the dog pound section. I cannot wait till we go live in the stadium on that night. And there's another surprise we got coming. It's not so big, but we got another one coming again. Be blessed. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you when I see you on the next one.